Now, as I believe the last, I don't know what the exact last thing that each of you heard. Um, so
I
what was
heard,
that?
do you feel different or something like that?
Okay, so you did hear that, and then I didn't hear any response. So at that point, your response?
Well, I feel like I have broken ribs and I met a god, so that's kind of cool. I don't know what else is supposed to be feeling.
What about the rest of you?
Uh, Same. Also met a god who told me I was dead, and then he sent me back here. So I assume I'm alive now, unless I'm just dead here and we can still talk, which I don't know.
Oh, you're not dead. At least not yet.
I met the god of nature from
Yeah,
here.
pretty much the same for me, except it was Vader.
Last
God of
time I
War.
saw Raven, he was swallowed inside a blue dragon. What happened about that?
Well, the brothers weren't ever in any real danger, and neither were any of you for that matter. We wouldn't just simply kill you off because of a potentially foolish attempt.
So how did we
But,
get sent to our gods? I'm so
well,
confused.
you would have been brought back one way or another. Apparently, the red one took a bit of a liking to your short friend here.
It's
No
not to like.
offense. But as each of you had fallen, and, well, as you said, met your gods,
Met our maker.
well, you passed. And at this point, each of you, while being in this very cold environment, will feel two things at this point. I see that you cast Prayer of Healing, by the way, Kroot. So, I mean, obviously with that and then the time pass, at this point, each of you can add 25 HP back, but since there will be just conversation, for convenience sake, everyone can just put themselves back at full HP.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But with each of you just taking like a bit of moment, and with this cold environment, as the snow is falling, the wind whipping quite a bit, you find yourselves warm, but a little bit warmer than you had just an hour ago. As each of you look to one another, can each of you roll me a perception check? Rixian, this one relying on sight.
It is sight. Man.
That's some 2020 vision.
That was cold.
As each of you look towards one another, you'll notice each of you sweating just a bit, the sweat protruding on each of your foreheads. But more so than that, each of you will notice this odd, distinguished mark in each of your irises as you look towards one another.
Do we have the Sharingan? Sorry.
Guy.
Kroot, with yours being a 22, I will point out that you notice Rixian and Raven, their irises broken apart just a bit, almost in what appears to be a pattern of a lightning bolt.
What are you looking at me for?
You got something in your eye there. Like
Oh.
you got a lightning bolt in your eye.
I mean, my eyes sting because it's so cold out.
Maybe
Mine
it's
look
all
funny.
that lightning damage we took.
Wait, your eyes. As I try to.
So each of you are finally noticing. Well, it took a little bit longer than I would have imagined. As I said, it seems that the brothers had taken a liking to you, not only deciding to spare your lives, and also giving a part of them to each of you as well.
I've never been so happy for a huge blue dragon to kick my ass. I don't know what it does, though.
In time you will learn. Soon, you won't be able to fight it. At this point, can each of you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, that was disadvantage 19.
For all that warm.
Rolled the lowest.
Each of you feeling warm inside, and this uncomfortable, nauseous feeling as this burning sensation begins to build up in each of your abdomens. You're able to hold it down. Although, each of you do still feel the warming sensation.
Oh.
You guys feel that something in your stomach?
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Is it like nausea or like what?
That's the best thing that you can compare it to, other than it being and feeling that like your insides are kind of on fire.
Oh, I ate
It's just,
something
but
I
it's
shouldn't
all in
have.
your stomach.
That's gonna burn coming back out too.
I'm just really glad I got some heat.
Not the kind you want though.
You'll get used to it.
Is that the air?
Is that fire dragons doing?
Indeed. If each of you feel a bit warmer than usual, perhaps you should, well, part ways with that winter attire that you have gathered.
So they don't normally need that, I guess. If I take off my like winter coat, how does it feel?
Feel fine.
Not cold or warm.
Almost as if you were back at home in Ravenshaw.
Wow.
A lot's happening.
I'll take mine off as well, but I'll stow it in my backpack
Yeah. Same.
just in case.
Yeah, I ain't ditching it. I might need that later.
So we fight a couple dragons. We lose. Pandora goes back home. We die.
No, you didn't lose there, my friend.
I don't know. I just...
There's more than one way to succeed. Although, not with this. Only one answer will be acceptable.
I accepted death. It just didn't feel like a win to me. But yeah, we met our gods, and now we woke up, and we met some benevolent dragons. And now we have thunder in our eyes and fire in our stomachs.
All of our eyes look the same. Look also at Ravens to see if his match
Indeed.
Rixian's.
Each one of your eyes are, I mean, other than the variant colors, you know, still mimicking the same.
Lightning bolt?
Mm-hmm.
So, what does the lightning do exactly? What's this gift?
Well, once it's ready, it will teach you how to use it on its own. Unless... Well... Unless it's taken from you.
Taken.
So what is this trial?
Well, when you are ready, I will ask you a riddle. Answer correctly, and you will move on. That is all.
To another riddle?
No.
Okay, well, as great as I feel now, we should really rest through the night. Is there a meetup location?
If you wish to come to a cave up the mountain, I can bring each of you there.
Do we have a time limit for how long to answer the question?
You will
riddle?
have 1 day to find your answer.
After it's been asked, right?
Indeed.
Maybe a fresh start in the morning would be a good idea. This has been a long day.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Still sore.
Oh, clear heads after such an event is a wise decision. Please, each of you, come with me. And as the golden dragon lays, putting its belly to the snow, as it lowers itself, you will see it slowly grow from 5, 10, all the way to 50 foot.
Oh wow.
I thought a smaller form might not seem so intimidating, but climb aboard. I will take
Well,
you to a nice, drier location.
I mean, you're right, but now you're just 10 times more intimidating. And you'll climb on board.
I ain't scared of no dragon. I'll climb on.
Same.
So as each of you hold on, excuse me, as each of you hold on, you'll see the wings as they begin to flap, gaining a bit of altitude. From the looks of it, each of you climb 100, 200 foot up into the air before landing upon the side of the mountain. At this point, as each of you disembark, the purple portal up at the top of the mountain tip can be seen. The purplish light that it gives off, hueing each of the white snow in this little purplish tint just a bit as it falls to the ground. Oh, right there is a nice little area that you can find some comfort. As each of you look ahead, you can see in the mountain side a cave. As it extends, just begins to go into darkness.
I'll cast light and just go inside.
Well, I will return in the morning if you wish. But if you desire some company, I can stay.
We don't have to worry about any snow beasts or other matter. There's no bears living in this cave, right?
Oh, no. You are perfectly safe here. Don't you worry. Everything that was here has made a nice meal. As Ethan just begins to chuckle a tad bit.
Bear meat is good.
Bear, Yeti. All delicious.
Right. Well, this place looks comfy. Thank you. I think it's better that you go do your own thing and come see us in the morning.
As you wish.
Yeah.
And then with that, Zython will just give a little bit a nod of the head as he then soars down the cliffside, vanishing from sight, and then you will just see this, the silhouette of him kind of just arc up as he launches himself into the sky and then begins to fly away, slowly shrinking back down to the 5-foot size.
Raven, you're a smart person, right?
I mean, I would like to think I am.
Yeah. So, how are you at riddles? I mean, we've done riddles before, but I don't know. Were you the best at riddles growing up?
I've done quite a bit of reading growing up. I mean, I feel like I have a decent shot at it.
So you're telling me you're just a nerd, not really anything special?
Well, mostly studying magic, of course.
So yeah, a nerd.
Yes.
All right,
I
good.
mean, some of us have to actually learn it by reading. We don't get to get it for free. We aren't gifted it like sorcerers.
Oh yeah, I feel so gifted being drowned in the bottom of the ocean.
Can each of you give me another con save, please?
Yeah.
Dang.
Man, I've gotten so lucky on these. I normally am terrible at con saves.
All right, each of you feeling that burning sensation. This time, Raven, you will feel this, like, what almost feels like a migraine, this pain right behind your eyes beginning to occur.
Something's good. You guys, the stomach ache moving up into my head. You guys have a headache?
Oh, I'm fine.
Does he expect us to rest like this?
You guys feel that right behind the eyes?
No.
Oh, not me.
What are you feeling?
Headache. Migraine right behind the eyes.
Well, if anything feels shocking, just let us know, I guess.
Do my eyes look different?
I mean, they look weird. Like us, I guess.
I wasn't sure if they changed again with the pain.
No, but I'll just keep an eye out, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you've only got the one eye.
Yes.
Ha.
I got nowhere else to look.
Well, let's get some sleep.
Yeah, we should.
You gonna
do
sleep
that.
with one eye open?
Jesus, when did I deserve this?
Oh, just cracking the nerd jokes.
Oh. Special kind of jokes, aren't they? And I'll start bringing my hand over to my neck where I got bitten and wonder if there was any pain or swelling or any kind of mark.
So you feel over towards your neck, you feel no swelling, You pinch down a little bit, feeling no pain. It feels perfectly fine.
I should have healed you of that.
Natural medicine does wonders. Anyway, we should sleep now.
Well, with that, as each of you begin getting ready for a night of rest, so this way, there's just not constant rolls for it, because I would call for this roll every 10 minutes of every passing time in game. From the previous checks, we'll just go in order from that. Raven, since you had rolled the lowest last time, before each of you are fully ready for bed, Raven having the first outburst, if you will, as he hiccups just a bit and a bit of flame erupts from his mouth.
Oh my.
Like, what's that?
I guess this is what he was talking about.
Well,
A
I
new
guess
ability.
guess it's better coming out that end than out the other, huh?
Kroot, as you are witnessing this, just a few moments later, it feels as if you blink and you go blind for just a second. You don't see anything else that happens, but then your vision returns almost instantly. Raven and Rixian, both of you will notice just this bit of lightning emitting from Kroot's eyes.
Oh, what happened? I couldn't see there for a couple of seconds.
You had a bit of electricity coming out of your eyes there.
Maybe our gods imbued us with some type of new powers.
Maybe. Maybe this is related to dragons.
I'm gonna take a deep breath and then blow towards the direction of the entrance of the cave. Or breathe really hard.
As you do, this flame just erupts. You feel no pain, but you feel the warmth of the fire building up in your abdomen as it goes up your esophagus and then spews out your mouth as it hits the cave wall, and you see the little bits of ice and snow that were there just turn to water.
I just turn around
That's a
with
pretty neat trick.
a cocky smile. Well then. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
If we keep these for a long time, then, well, not only are we gonna have some cool party tricks, but
Did
that's
we
sort
just
of
become dragons? Are we the new Mogans?
I quickly feel around for any scales.
You don't feel any scales. Other than the slight difference of appearance with the eyes, there seems to be no other alteration.
Uh-oh.
Appearance-wise.
Can
I
I
think
make like a remembering or history check to remember if Mogan had different shaped eyes?
Yes, you can give me a history check at advantage.
It'll roll sometime today. I might have to do it again. Or it's just lagging.
I was gonna say I might need to refresh
Okay.
my end, but
Damn, look at that.
It just
you
came through.
are well, while you were trying to keep a safe distance away from seeing how Mogan was interacting with Pandora and not wishing to get into the middle of it, you are quite certain that you did not see any difference in his eyes.
Okay. You had pretty normal eyes, alright. I was just trying to put two and two together here.
I don't feel any scales,
Just think
although I think I'm
we're
growing.
blessed by our gods.
Yes, I don't remember Mogan having any different eyes. Maybe this is something unique.
So, mechanically speaking, after each of you find out this new ability, if you will, taking a bit of time in investigating and seeing how it exactly works, you feel, and then at this point I'll just speak in more of a layman's term. You feel that this is accomplishable nearly at any time. You do feel it diminish a bit while you do so and eventually ceasing. Each of you being able to do so only 4 times. With that in mind, each of you now can gain the ability to add a fire breath or a lightning bolt attack to your hits. And this
Ooh.
requires no action, no bonus action, anything of the sort. You just have 4 charges to add it. The only requirement is that it has to be upon a hit. A melee or spell attack, range, it does not matter, just upon a hit.
So 4 charges each, or just in total?
In total. So you can do 2 and 2, 4 and 0, 3 and 1. You know, and like, I mean, there's not
Right.
endless combinations because there's only 4 charges and 2, but you know, you can break it down however you would like.
You could dump all 4 at once on one hit?
No. Just 1 charge
And-
per hit.
And it doesn't recharge?
It will recharge per each day back to full.
So, okay. Every night.
What is the damage output on those?
The lightning, D10, the fire, D6.
1d10 or 1d6? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So basically, area of effect or single target, I assume. Or straight line, rather.
Can
I'm not
we...
sure.
You said it's on hit, so we can
Yeah,
wait
so
until
it, like-
after you hit to decide to use it?
Yeah, so to answer Rixian's question, but yes to both. There will be like a slight line. The lightning, only 5 foot. It's nothing like a lightning breath by any means. But the fire will do an explosion of 5 foot radius. Or I guess like a cone is a better way to put it.
So 5-foot line, and then a 5-foot radius.
Yeah, 5 foot radius cone, however you'd like to put it. I think
Okay.
radius is just an easier way to map it out.
Like 4 squares.
I think thematically I would probably go with lightning, just because of my current weapons I use. Although
That's what I'm
technically
going with.
it's thunder damage I do. But
Yeah, you have thunder. Don't steal mine. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these lightning eyes though, because
Now- Keep in mind, each of you have both abilities, but you can choose to use them as you wish, of course.
oh, I thought you meant we had to pick one.
Nope,
Okay.
you have both.
That's cool.
Each of you had that burning sensation within your abdomens, and each of you noticed the eyes with the alteration.
breathe very slowly. Like you're feeling nauseous and you need to take slow breaths.
More notably, as it gets later into the night, with each of you experimenting with your newfound abilities, you will notice as you kind of a lost train of thought, and with having a near-death experience, if you will, and then this alteration to your demeanor and just your physical status. You will notice you didn't gather any materials or prepare a campfire, but you each feel perfectly fine. The cold seems to no longer affect you.
Yeah, I could go to sleep like this, and he'll take out his bedroll and say, I don't know if you guys care about doing watches, but I need sleep.
Do we even need to do the hut? I mean, I don't mind doing it.
I mean, I would feel safer being in the mouth of an open cave. But I don't want to also be cramped together with you guys if we don't have to.
True, but we also probably should be watching each other since we don't really know what is going to happen to us with these powers. Well, I don't mind casting the tiny hut.
Fine, we can do it.
Alright, and I'll ritual cast it. Just make sure your faces are pointing away from each other. Wouldn't like to wake up to fire or lightning. You belch in your sleep. Getting burned.
Kurt, at this point of experimenting, you'll notice your beard, after spewing fire from your mouth a couple times, is completely fine. Flames did trickle and touch it, but it seemed to have no effect.
Beard is fireproof.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure about a hair proof though, so don't test it out in our sleep.
But with the tiny hut cast, each of you find yourselves in a very comfortable situation, sleeping through the night and getting some much needed rest. This will bring us to the morning of June 15th as each of you begin to awake as you hear a voice from outside the cave. Well, it is morning now. Don't sleep too long.
Guys,
Yep, I'm awake.
are we ready for the riddle, guys?
Yeah, I'll just getting through eating my ration for the day. One of my rations. Now's as good a time as any.
Well, you have until the next rise of the sun to bring me an answer. Pay attention. I don't like to repeat myself.
Right?
Just kidding.
I
will take notes. Alright.
Well, said to be young with a heart of gold, a heart that grew black as it grew old. Once trusted by all, because of this, nearly all will fall. And fall they did, a dark, torturous thing. To all, nothing but a self-proclaimed king.
Oh, thank you. I was trying to keep up. I was like, son of a bitch, I can't keep up.
Well, think. It is early. I will return at the same time. If you are not here, well,
We only get one guess.
One guess each or just one guess total?
as I'm sure you have now begin to discover this is a team requirement. One answer will be given, and only one accepted.
So, if we get it wrong, then we all lose.
And this is why you have time.
Do we get a hint?
You
Like, is this a
should
person?
already know the answers.
Wait. There's more than one answer?
That is all I will say.
All right. Well, let's get cracking.
Yes.
And then with that, then Zayden will put down what appears to be a horn. If you think you know your answer before the time is expired, well, then blow this horn and I will return.
Gotcha.
Lynx, here's the best part, my friend. This riddle is only answerable from lore in the world of Elista. So they can't even Google it. I made it up.
You guys make anything out of this?
No.
Not yet.
Sounds like the rise and fall of someone. Is this supposed to be Estelar?
I'm not sure.
Prince Chula?
Be anyone.
Self-proclaimed king.
I mean, if anyone's self-proclaimed.
Do we know if Prince Chula was good at first, and then fell to the darker things he did? I just remember all the nasty things he did. I don't know if he was good to begin with. Could be totally off the mark here, but
Yeah, well,
No, it's not Atlantis.
we don't want him resurrected.
That would be awesome,
but
though.
we don't really know why. It, though, not really specific enough.
so sounds like this one person was liked by all. As they got older, they got evil, and everybody got screwed over by it. It sounds like. And whoever it is a self-proclaimed king. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if king and prince are interchangeable. Although it is self-proclaimed, so saying that he's a prince doesn't really hold up. I mean, that's the only thing that's coming to mind right now.
I mean, that or Estelar himself. He was a fallen god.
Is there like a... There was like some sort of huge event at some point, right? There was a figure who killed half of the population of Elista. People hardly remember.
Do we still have our books? Or was Pandora holding on to those?
I'm only carrying the faith within faithful.
When Pandora disappeared,
Lynx, I think it's a
I
little
didn't
bit
see it.
hypocritical for me to say this,
Did her
but I
belongings
suck at
stay
fucking
here?
riddles, and without looking that up, I can't think
She's
of the answer.
gone. She,
I didn't even know
according
she
to
had
him,
left.
Did her
she
belongings go
teleported.
with her?
Well, she teleported. I assume it would be with all of her belongings and everything on her, including her clothes. So, yes, we're not going to just go out and looking for it.
I will say they're tiptoeing
Could
around.
I maybe make a history check from the
everything.
books we read about the history of Elista to see if this rings a bell?
Yes, if each of you would like to make me a history check, please feel free to do so. I think it's safe to say not only reading books of the history of Elista, but also discussing them in previous conversations as well. I think that will justify each of you.
Team, not too bad. Look at
Oh,
that.
wrong one. Sorry.
Another nat 20
Hey,
for Raven.
That's the wrong rolls. 1 sec.
Oof.
That's much better.
That is much better. I will. I'd like just to. I feel like it's kind of just almost needed to say. With the answers that you had been discussing, I mean, you pretty much had it. But with the check, Raven, you would know for certain. Well, at least more so than the other choice that each of you had discussed. Prince Chula is the only one that matches these descriptions.
We do know he was liked at first and then kind of rise and fall kind of thing.
You remember speaking with Pandora and also reading in the books previous months and days past that when Prince Chula was to become king, he was too young. A very well-behaved child, only at the age of 8 when losing his father, then eventually becoming king. Then, which leading to him obtaining powers, gifts that were bestowed to him from his ambassadors that he had set upon the world. And with turning his back on his ambassadors and attempting to kill them first before fleeing in a flash of lightning, then killing over 50% of the world's population.
So that is who did it. Okay.
So yeah, guys, I think this definitely matches up with Prince Chula.
To be fair, Lynx, I thought I made this really fucking hard, but they
Oh,
remembered
wait,
some
do you know his
lore
full
that they
name,
had.
just to
This
be
is
sure?
like session 24. This was shit from
All I
like
had
session
was Prince
12 that
Chula.
I shared with him.
In my notes.
I thought I made this hard.
Well, surely he must know what we're talking about then. We can just blow the horn, right?
I just know he was. I saw her trying to bring back Prince Chula from the Elysian dynasty.
People
And Prince
hardly
going through
remember it,
turmoil
but
in his younger days, losing his father, getting thrown into a leadership role at the age of 10, guided by ambassadors. I actually did have some of those notes. I just couldn't find it in my note sheet.
he commanded like a dark army, right?
I will say, yes, that's also true, Rixian. I thought I made this riddle hard.
So,
Like, I was like, I don't know if I think this is
In the
good.
context of this, the story, it would be hard for anyone to remember because you mentioned that people don't.
the only reason why I went there was just because of the specifically king. We haven't met any kings, and the only thing close to that has been a prince, which was Prince Chula. And we didn't meet him, it was just history books. And this
Yeah,
is
we
an old
care
riddle.
about history.
That's true.
DM.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm I'm pretty impressed. Like when I had shared the riddle, like testing it out with people that played in that campaign, they like took about 30 minutes and they were like, "Is it Prince Tula?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Oh, that's the only thing that I could like really land on, but I wasn't 100% sure." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
Yeah. I
we
was
took
like,
our
this is a
notes away,
50-50
we
shot
probably wouldn't get it.
between him and Estelar. I was like, we could totally be wrong, and I was like, it would make sense,
Yeah.
sort of, to be Estelar because he's a fallen god or whatever. But
Maybe I'm patting myself on the back a little bit, but I've just felt like I made it a little hard, but also was trying to create a riddle that, you know, can't be Googled either.
if you didn't put that last line on there, the self-proclaimed king, it would have been much, much harder. But that to
it
me,
needed to
that kind
rhyme.
of. Oh yeah, no, I got you. I'm just saying that bit kind of pointed me in the direction that.
Cool. I mean, they're
ending
supposed to
was.
be hints, right? But
Yeah.
anyways, I just good job is all.
Thank you.
But
Yay.
I
So I guess we
mean,
blow the horn,
yeah,
right?
you know, just
Oh,
taking a little bit of time discussing it amongst yourself, remembering previous conversations, and feeling fairly certain that Prince Chula must be the answer to the riddle.
How long did that
Blow-
take us? Like an hour?
It's like 30 minutes to an hour. I mean,
Yeah.
you like were already speaking of it within a few back and forths with
Yeah.
each other, so wasn't too long. But
time flies.
after you blow the horn, it takes roughly 20 to 30 minutes before Zayton returns, landing, and then shrinking down to the 5-foot size. Already confident, I see.
We spent some time in the library reading up on Elista's history, and, you know, I don't know, how long ago was that? We were in Glent's?
We had some deep thought about this very impressive riddle, and we
Yes.
believe we have came up with an answer that would satisfy that said riddle.
Don't patronize me, Rixine, okay?
Is the answer.
This is Rixian being cocky. This is nothing new.
I know, just fucking with you.
Believe it was Prince Chula. The answer.
Are you certain? No. That this is your only chance.
The same Prince Chula who commanded a dark army and killed nearly half the population of Elista.
The same one that Estelar is trying to resurrect.
In the same that rode our father.
What?
That answer is correct. And then with this, each of you feel not only this bit of imbued power beginning to erupt through every pore and every part of your body. Each of you also feel a very slight pain in your heads. Each of you can regain all of your spells as you notice all three of you beginning to emit this just very slight hue of golden light. Very similar to the golden breath that the fog that you had inhaled that was beginning to cure your wounds.
Do we get all our spells back, or is this a long rest?
Now you have all of your spells back.
Okay.
Not a long rest.
So no sorcery points then.
Indeed. You have all of your
Okay.
spells back and you have been healed now.
Got it? Got it.
But also, each of you feeling the bit of pain in your heads. This is when each of you will begin to get to make a choice. You can either increase your wisdom score by 1, or you can increase your intelligence by 1.
Yeah. Int. Hell yeah. Because I had 19 int. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Sick. I have 11 wisdom, so I'm gonna bump that up.
F yeah.
Just by the way, Kroot, I'm pretty sure yours is at 20. You can go up into 21, but not be able to exceed 24. If you're still there. Probably muted.
Who knows what happened to him?
Yeah, I didn't realize I was muted. I don't remember why I muted myself.
Oh man,
yeah,
how much
I'm raising
conversation
my
were you
wisdom.
trying to input?
Not much. Yeah, because I said both my stats are even, but I'm going to increase my wisdom to 21.
That was perfect for me. Holy shit. My spell saves are higher now. Yay.
Well, the day is young. When you're ready for the third and final trial, you may proceed to the top of the mountain. It's not far. Should only take you a couple hours' time.
Which mountain was that?
The one that you're on.
Ah, this mountain.
Above, you will find the portal and the final trial.
I see. The portal, huh? Let me take a look.
Oof.
That is some portal.
Oh, he's got a 1!
I got a +1, but it's still a disadvantage.
Oh man.
Sorry, buddy. But with your passive taking over, you will notice the top part of that purple egg-shaped portal. The rest being obscured from your vision. I mean, it's kind of a
Alright.
tumor, but a good one.
We've taken the test of strength and the test of wisdom. What's the next one?
Will.
Well, I think I have that. I feel ready.
This is the toughest one of all. I wish you all good luck.
For the record, we truly intend to put a stop to Estelar and his intentions of resurrecting Prince Chula so that none of that will ever happen again.
And that is why you live.
Well, then I guess we're ready as well.
You mentioned you rode your father?
The one that brought life to each of my kin. Yeah. It's not a tumor. That's probably the worst impersonation ever, but you know, that was a good movie. But you should begin your ascent up the mountain. Think. Reflect on everything that you have endured. Not in just your travels, but in your lives as well. Each thing is precious.
Yeah. It is.
Dwarf. I fear that you may have the biggest price to pay of all that remain here. Hashtag Kroot's muted.
Probably.
Sorry
That's
again.
gonna be my new Twitter thing. I'm gonna make clips of every time Kroot was muted. Get a trend.
Well, if there's a price that needs to be
That's
paid,
the
I'm
least
willing to pay it.
interesting.
What'd you say, Kurt? I'm sorry.
If there's a price that's willing to be paid, that has to be paid, I'm willing to pay it. The good of the world.
We shall see. And this is when the Golden Dragon, protector of knowledge, will make his way away, flying away and then dissipating from sight.
They didn't give us a ride up there?
You have to make the climb yourself. As you make your way out of the cave, there's only one path up from this location.
Before we go, probably going to need all the luck I can get. And I don't even know what it's called. I don't think it's called luck, but you know, the feeling that everyone is behind you no matter what, including gods, I guess. In case something happens, I want it to be now more than ever. So how do I pray to Nima? Do any of you know?
Close your eyes and talk to your God. Like having a conversation with a friend. That easy.
Isn't that called schizophrenia?
Depends on how you do it.
I always thought people that talk to themselves were crazy.
Let's see if there was a specific way of talking to Nima specifically. Anything I could do to make it more noticeable to her or something. With a 16.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I was talking to my wife right there,
Oh,
so I missed what you said for the history check.
I made a history check to see if there was anything special that Nima's prayers usually go, or stuff that you do differently to pray to them, or it's just basically every other god.
Well, from your check, you will know that, I mean, from your previous conversation with Nima, giving images of stuff that reflected of that of the sea. You would have the inkling feeling that being near water or the ocean helps, but being surrounded by snow is definitely not the worst. So potentially just praying, hoping that she hears you.
Okay. If y'all could back up, like, out of earshot while I do this, because I feel like this is important. I'll just stand and sit on the edge of the cave.
Just catch up, and I'll start making my way up the mountain.
Okay, yeah, you guys do that. And he'll...
If I pass by him, I'm like, take your time. Just be earnest. I'll tap him on the shoulder and cast Death Ward on him again.
Alright, I will. Oh, Nima. I never knew you existed until recently. I almost thought that you were the one who struck me with lightning and destroyed my ship. But after being saved by something I didn't understand, I realize now it's by your grace that I'm even alive here. Again, really. You saved me twice, and I never paid you back. I believe you're also responsible for keeping my sister safe somehow. And I'm glad she's safe. I sense a lot of compassion from you. I'm glad I finally got to meet you. Been using your powers without really giving any reverence to you. So starting from today, I'm going to start doing that. And I promise, with your power and my friends combined, we'll end any darkness that comes to this world again. And make sure everyone's happy. Amen.
You feel goosebumps appear on your arms, the hair stand upon the back of your neck, and for the first time speaking with Nima, the goddess of the sea, this odd feeling, you feel that your message has been heard.
All right. Stand up. From now on, I am the storm. I'm going to work on that. He walks up the path with everyone else.
Hey, that was better, I think, than the last catchphrase that I heard. Well, the last one was pretty funny. That one was better. So don't beat yourself up too much.
All right, guys.
You all right?
I feel good, actually.
Easier than you thought, right?
No, it was actually the hardest thing I've ever done.
Well,
But-
while we're
Yeah.
if we're gonna start walking, can I look at the partial halo? I'd like to get
yeah.
Oh
a
yeah,
closer look
when
at
they
it.
start to climb up, then there will be a storm.
Yeah, and if you aren't attuned to any of them, then please do so before we do this.
I mean, it takes time. I don't
Takes a
think we
week.
have,
Takes a week? Oh.
depending on the item. But
It's fine. That's fine. Here, take it.
and I'd use my prism glasses to kind of get a better look at it.
I
Seeing
mean,
that he's investigating the item, I'll give him guidance.
Like we just haven't really spent much time with
from
it.
your glasses, as you look at it, my main question to you is how you are holding it.
I guess just kind of in both my hands. Just kind of, turning it, looking at it, different sides, turning it over,
Okay. So as you are observing and taking a moment to go over the half of the halo, you hold each end in both of your hands. You flip it over. At first, not noticing anything different. Each of the fragments and the remains, the pieces that were once individual but now fused together, still emitting each of their individual hues of magic. However, while holding it in both your hands, you do feel the halo pulling ever so slightly, almost perfectly in a southern direction.
I'm curious if Estelar went to the Black Lake looking
The
for
one from last night was, that's a poor
the
man's
remains that
rabbit.
we found.
I don't know if he's there specifically, but Black Lake sure sounds familiar.
Well, it's pulling directly to the south almost.
Oh,
So,
right, the pieces that he has. Oh,
well, if it's pointing towards the pieces he has, it might explain why it's pulling directly to the south.
yeah. Well, we know exactly where to run when we don't want to be next to him, I guess.
Can I, if we have a moment, ritual cast Identify on the incomplete Halo?
I mean, with your glasses, you definitely feel that you would know everything that there is to know at this point.
It's a
But
new
I
item,
will
though, right?
give you you or whomever else would like to do an intelligence check. Just a straight intelligence check.
Probably should be me. And if I'm getting the guidance on it.
You have guidance, yeah.
Pass the chips, Groot.
Oh, sorry.
I don't hear any crunching. I just heard the bag. So I was guessing chips.
Intelligence. E plus guidance.
That was a save, by the way.
Oh
I'm
shit!
assuming
I meant, but I always
it's
do
the
that every
same.
time. No, because it's a +5. I'm proficient in it, so if you want to just take off the
The 3,
4, I
so
guess.
15.
Wait, 18 minus. Is it a 3?
Well, if you
Don't we
only
have a
have
You roll
+4?
plus 5.
Oh yeah, sorry, 5. That doesn't sound. Oh, because I didn't change my roll 20 modifier yet. That's why.
Mm.
So,
Just hit intelligence for me. Re-roll it. I'm not doing the math
okay, that sounds
because
easy.
I don't want it to. I don't want to do it wrong.
I'll do it from D&D Beyond.
There you go.
That's already fixed. Hey, that's way better. 27.
That was wrong too. No, I'm just kidding. With that, you would know. Like, I mean, it's got to be pulling you in a direction, of course, but where? So the only thing you can really think of doing is pulling out the map and observing.
Right.
From your current location and the way that it feels to be pulling, you do not have any known names or locations of cities in the country of Zidane where you are currently. But while it does go over a couple of cities along the west coast of Zidane, it does also, or I won't say goes over, but comes near, because it definitely doesn't go directly over. This is actually what I'll do for you, my friend. Oh. Alright, well, you can't see that. So, that's not going to work unless I zoom all the way out. So, do that, and then I will do this. Let me turn off the snapping. So it goes roughly, like you feel roughly pulling in this direction.
Okay.
So all of the areas that it goes over or near, I mean, that's
Could be anywhere on that line.
yes, and I mean, like it will continue to go like the line all the way down. It's not just like ending here. I'm just giving
So
you the
that
sense of direction is all.
the Black Lake was where the last piece we collected was at. So
Indeed.
if he knew that it was possibly there, or if he tracked us there, I mean, he's had ways to spy on us. He would have known we went there. Or maybe he's just looking for evidence because he knew we went there.
Isn't there another piece in Zidane?
Funyun's your favorite, Lynx? It's one of my top ones,
I think we said the last piece was in Laos.
but definitely been trying to get away from chips. Getting too fat.
Laos.
Hasn't he already been in Laos?
Well, does that mean he's already been in? We're not. This isn't for the remains of Atia, right?
When I spoke with Ramir, my god, he said Estelar didn't have half of the remains. There's still one piece remaining out there. So Estelar still doesn't have the piece he's been looking for, it sounds like.
So we're assuming that this is leading toward it's being pulled towards one of the pieces that he doesn't have. Then
Well, or the pieces he has. We don't know whether this incomplete halo pulls towards unobtained pieces or the others. I would imagine it's the others because it only pulled itself together when we retrieved the last piece.
well, if we don't know where the last piece is, then it's possible that the one in Zidane is there's this tomb in Zidane that we could find potentially as well, right?
Maybe. I was thinking the reason why they pulled themselves together was because there were enough pieces. And it's almost magnetically pulling itself towards the other majority of pieces.
It just assumes that, yeah, that enough pieces have been removed that they just started attracting to each other now.
Which is why I think it's more likely that this is pulling towards Estelar and not so much the one missing piece.
So it's like I said in the beginning, it's pointing towards Estelar.
Yes, that's what I think.
All right. Well, it's definitely not on this island, so let's keep going.
Can I, like as we're walking, can I see if this is something that can be used? Like, is it... I was under the impression this is a different magic item now that it's fused. Like, is this something that could be worn or used?
It's nothing that can be worn, but it can be used. While holding it in both hands, you can... That is the only time you can feel it pulling ever so slightly in that southern direction.
It just has all the remains in one place. There's nothing special about it other than the pulling thing.
Is that what I infer?
That is indeed correct.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess this is kind of a radar to tell us where Estelar could potentially be. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no distance on it. We don't know, but
Yeah, well, I'm in the middle of stealing myself for this.
I guess if we
So-
wanted to go after him, we could find him with this.
Water and my
He did the same with his pieces,
thing.
like us.
This is true. He might be able to find... Well, how many pieces is this here again? If I remember.
5.
5. And if there are 10...
11.
11? Shit. So then he probably does have a incomplete...
He has 5, assuming.
Yeah, his probably have joined together too then. So yes, you're probably right. He is probably being pulled towards us.
I turn on my water cloak and then we keep walking.
Well, as you turn on the water cloak and begin walking, each of you will notice as the water dribbles off, it will nearly instantly turn to ice as it hits the snow.
Yeah. I hope it won't freeze my feet while we're doing this, but I do kind of need it. It's an on-off switch. I don't need it right now. Water. There we go.
So, as each of you make your way up the path to make it to the summit of the mountain that you are on currently, where the portal lies at the top. As an hour passes, the weather quickly diminishes and falls into a storm. Ice begins to fall and pelt itself against you. The snow battering against you as well. You can feel it growing cold, but each of you still feel completely warm, normal, as if nothing has changed. You continue on. Another hour, 2 hours pass. Then, finally, a half a day before each of you reach the summit.
Be right back real quick.
Well, with Rixian taking a just quick AFK, I don't want to describe this twice, so if there's anything that you two would like to discuss upon making your way up during this ice storm that has taken part, feel free to do so.
Man, I sure am glad, whatever they did to us, we can't feel this cold. No, I'm a mountain dwarf, but
I know we don't feel cold, but like, do I notice our body parts like frozen solid by chance? Like, did we just lose our feeling? Like, can we still feel? Like,
Yeah, like when you look over your body, like while feeling completely normal, you do not see any like signs of frostbite or anything of that manner. You look completely normal. After taking off the winter cloak while still wearing some winter attire, you're fine. Perfectly okay.
yes, this is very convenient. I don't know what we're gonna do when we go back to normal climates. It's gonna be too warm.
we'll figure that out when we get there.
Might have to be using my hut more regularly to keep it cold.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just like to add, after your brief experimentation with your newfound powers, each of you, I mean, the weather set aside, of course, feel completely fine. You almost feel like, I don't even want to say almost, you just feel as if the newfound powers you have are completely under control. While still feeling the burning sensation in your abdomen, it doesn't seem to be nearly as hindering. It just feels normal. The pain that emanates behind your eyes feels normal.
By the way, Raven, I want to commend you on your bravery back there fighting them dragons.
You too, Kroot. Thank you for sticking that out with me.
Make a dwarf proud.
Yes. Well, I mean, to be honest, running wouldn't have done anything. The dragons can't run from them.
And I certainly cannot run them. Look at my legs.
Funny. Yes, I figured we might as well stick it out and fight and see if there's a chance of winning. Running, they're just gonna chase us down.
At least we destroyed one of them.
Yes. That's something to be proud of, I think.
I think so. It's an accomplishment.
Yes. But
It's taking Rixian so long.
Back.
Peas that
Sorry,
long.
I passed out.
Shake it more than once you're playing with it. Get going.
Yeah, sorry. What's happening?
oh, we're just talking about glory and whatnot. fighting the dragons from before.
Other than the description, Rixian, that was given of each of you feeling that your newfound powers are fully under control, that has been it, besides just a little bit of RP. But with each of you reaching the summit at this point, what you each assume to be midday on June 15th, before you, you will see a familiar sight through the ice and snow falling. Duanduis, the colorful, sits. Beside him, the red and blue dragon also sit. Zaitan, the golden, protector of knowledge, joining them as well. In between, with the two on the left and two on the right, the portal. A large stone structure surrounds this giant portal. While seemingly very thin, it stands what each of you and Kroot, you would know for certain to be a very strong structure. At the base, it spreads nearly 50 foot as each of you begin to make your approach. This is when you'll each hear the voice of Dunduis ring out. Well, each of you prevailed through the first two trials. Are you ready for the last?
I think so. I hope so.
Never been more ready.
Then I will ask each of you this. Present a gift. Something of value. But no, this is not a request of gold or material gain.
What if we offer something that's not good enough?
Then I will let you know. If you cannot think of something that meets my standards, then, if allowed, I will make the choice for you. There is no right or wrong here. No hidden path. Only your will. What are you willing to give up in order to accomplish your goal?
I know what I'm giving up. Have a dagger, Rixian?
Dagger.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not that.
Okay.
I borrow it.
Here.
I'll test the sharpness. I'll look up the dragons and say, you know how proud us dwarves are of our beards. Here is my gift. I'll shave my entire beard off. Present it as my gift.
And as you lay it down, you will just be met with silence as each of the four dragons look towards each of you.
And I'll hand the dagger back.
You want something from each of us, right?
A nod, yes, comes from the colorful one, as he alters from a white scaled appearance to a green.
mean, I left my valuables back home because I didn't know if I was going to die out here.
He told us he doesn't want coin or valuables.
Not valuables.
I want something valuable to you. The dwarf has given his beard. And as each of you look over, you just see the most, I would probably classify as the most outrageous thing that each of you have witnessed with Groot. A nearly
Babyface
bare-shaved face. Just a bit of stubble remains with the dagger. The once nicely braided beard, gone. Which, just Groot, by the way, this is going to definitely piss off the artist coming in with your art. But,
Sorry.
but funny.
I mean,
Like, I didn't tell her the story, but, it is what it is. You can grow it back.
Yep.
that actually is a dwarf thing, I
You
think.
just see the most adorable little dwarf.
Chubby cheeks. Yep.
Oh,
Um,
I'm kind of at a loss here for what would qualify.
this is a test of will, right? I mean, something that we need to give up.
If you cannot come upon a decision, as long as you are accepting, one will be made for you.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think I want that.
At this point, Rixian, with that statement, the images of seeing Duunduis, the colorful one, standing before Pandora and extracting that silver entity, that thing that looked like a beam from the temple of her mind, before she vanished.
Right. I just have one in mind. I think I can give it up. But it's not like something that you want, right? It's just the sheer act of will to see this done.
You're just met with silence.
I think I know.
You first.
I take my guild patch from my father that he gave me, and I put it down. My membership to the guild.
That means
My alliance
nothing.
to my father. My dream of becoming the guild leader.
If you truly wish to give up those desires, it can be done.
If my desire is perhaps very important, would that help all three of us succeed?
If you present something that is not worthy, I will not take it.
Something that needs to be taken, then.
You, Raven, is that what you're willing to forfeit?
My opportunity to lead the guild, inherited from my father.
If so, then it will be done.
Yes.
This is when Dunduis will begin to move forward, making his way towards Raven. Then, Rixian, the familiar sight of the claw beginning to make its way to Raven. Kroot, you seeing this for the first time, recognizing this not as an attack, just as Rixian does. Then a single talon will be placed upon Raven's temple. Raven, as you start to feel this bit of pain erupting through your mind, you see images of your father flashing, then fading. The rest of you will then see this silver entity, this beam being extracted from Raven's temple. And as it does, it will then be absorbed into the claw. Raven, you have now lost your memory of your father in the Midnight Raven Guild.
Oh,
Shit. I really had nothing else. I could not come up with something.
And then with
that
that,
was a good choice.
this will do.
Ye-
Then, with that, as Dunduus begins to move back, the beard remaining in place, each of you feeling the focus move to Rixian.
I have a lot of things important to me. If I gave up any of them in particular, I would have no purpose to defeating Estelar. But I can think of something I could probably do without, maybe. And I look at the dagger that I gave to Kroot, and I wipe off all the beard hair. And I hold it with two hands, bring it up in front of me. It's- I could give up my other eye.
Dude, use a finger or something. You need to be able to see. Like, maybe lose a finger? Like,
I'll
I don't know.
never be able to see my sister again. Or any of them.
But you'll feel her touch and hear her voice.
Yeah,
How are you going to be able to help us if you can't see?
I'll come up with something, don't worry.
You can't fight us if you're blind.
Take his tongue.
A finger. A toe.
It's not gonna be good enough.
Two
I
fingers.
know it's not.
Take his manhood.
It's not gonna be enough until it's something that I value. And ever since I
True.
lost this eye, I've realized how valuable it is to not do careless things.
Then do it.
If it will complete this trial, then I will. And just look one last time for the reassurance.
As you look to each of the dragons, them each holding their posture, not getting any sign from them, but I will not answer for Kroot and Raven.
I'll look over to Kroot and Raven.
I mean, he's about to be blind because he only has one eye.
Really gonna be able to get by?
I mean, I've done it once before. I'll just have to do it again. You know, Kurt, this is gonna be the last thing I see of you. If I go blind. It's gonna be pretty funny.
Of course you'll be blind. You won't have your eyes full.
I wish there was a less
Once I get
painful
powerful
way.
enough, though,
Wish there was something less
once I
painful.
get powerful enough, I can grow them back for you.
It's not gonna count.
I mean, maybe like. I think you'd be better off losing a hand than your other eye.
I don't know if that's true.
Make
Something that-
your choice. I grow weary.
Don't worry, I already made my decision. I'm gonna make a wisdom save.
For what?
For the fortitude.
Okay.
And I go. Does that hit?
I mean, if you allow it, it'll hit.
Yep.
So I like if you were attacking like another player, I would ask them like, "Hey, Kroot, do you allow this attack from Rixian?" "Oh no, I'm going to attempt to block it or dodge it." "Okay, Rixian, roll to hit." But if you're gonna hit yourself, you hit yourself.
I stab myself in the eye, but not so deep, just enough where the eye is.
Well,
I didn't think you'd actually do it.
This is enough, right? Please. Please. It hurts.
at this point, can each of you roll me a con save? Because I'm feeling quite nauseous.
Neat.
Well,
I like
With-
puke into your eyeball hole, like just.
Oh, exorcist right into it.
with what each of you have endured, Rixian, already going through this pain, it's, I mean, while painful to say the least, it is nothing that you're not accustomed to. Kroot, with the amount of battle, decaying corpses that you've come across that were crucified, hanging upside down in their past, not to mention the death and combat that you've made your way through, you're just more astonished that he actually did this as you see the eye protrude
Yeah.
a bit from the socket. Raven, you can't hold it in. As you see this, you just let out this spew of vomit, which is then quickly followed by a fire as it just burns it away. The water, now created from the snow, then gets zapped from the lightning in your eyes.
Ugh.
Rixian, as you do this, you will hear the words and the steps of what you assume to be a dragon moving towards you. The rest of you see Dunduis begin to extend his claw, then extending a talon and touching Rixian on his temple. Then, after doing so, Rixian, you feel the pain fade. And as you do, vision begins to come too, but not what you're used to. You now mechanically will have 60 feet of blind sight.
Ooh.
That's actually pretty cool.
Hell yeah, that is.
Now, while still seeing the silhouettes and things that are around, that is practically all that you pull in. No color, no
It's like
shades, nothing,
the Daredevil sight, huh?
Just outline.
just outline.
I uh, I realize how much uncomfortable it must be to see someone's stabbed eye, so I will instead I'll switch the spots on my eye patch to cover the other one, and what's left of the eye that was underneath the eye patch is just gray iris. It's clearly unable to see out of it. But he is now completely blind. Okay, I should get used to this pretty soon, actually.
What are we gonna do with you?
Nothing. I decided this myself. You don't have to pity me or anything. That's enough, right?
No, no.
That is enough. Giving up seeing your sister and holding her beauty within your eyes will forever escape your future. But you will still be able to feel her touch, her warmth, and hear her voice.
I have her memory. That's enough for now. I just want this to be done. And I need your help. I need all of your help.
As Dunduis looks to the others, Rixian, all you see is like the neck and head of a dragon looking back and forth. Kroot and Raven, you will see Dunduis turn colors once more as the scales ripple, just as they had done previously, as though it seems as if water begins to run from the snout all the way down to the tip of the tail. He will turn into a... Oh, I didn't want it to be something that he did before, but it's a black. I was hoping for something different. Do each of you find this acceptable? I say so. Then, as the hail falls, the snow begins piling up. Bits of the snow begin to just build up against each of your legs, burying your feet. And when you would assume to feel your toes becoming quite cold and frostbitten, you feel perfectly fine, just as you had done while making your way up and while previous, after gaining these new powers. Then, what seems as if it is an eternity passes, a voice will pipe up. I think that they're doing just fine. They answered my question quite quickly, to say the least. Yes, well, brother, if you're still feeling full, I'm sure you're in a good mood. Do you agree? Go ahead, Michael. If you're still there.
I suppose this is acceptable.
Well, then it is decided. Ben, this is when, unfortunately for Rixian, just seeing silhouettes of dragons moving to the left and right base of the portal, the parts of stone where Kroot and Raven, you can both see there appears to be claw prints embedded into the base of the stone that encases the portal. The red dragon takes the left, while the blue takes the right, each placing their claws inside this embedded part of the stone, and then both turning, the red to the right and the blue to the left. This is when each of you... Sorry, Rixian. Raven and Kroot will notice the purple portal then begin to almost seem as if it is peeling from the center point as it moves towards the edges. The purple begins to peel away as both of you see this beautiful sunset sky. The horizon encased in an orange hue that leads up to where it goes into darkness. You see stars, more numerous than you had each seen while moving through your adventure. At this point, will both of you, Kroot and Raven, give me a perception check?
I don't have to roll low anymore.
You don't even have to roll. You can't see.
Yeah, that means by rolling. Better no roll at all than at disadvantage.
Kroot, you notice this quite quickly. Raven, it takes a moment as you are quite astonished of what is happening before you. And as you all begin to hear this sound that almost appears to replicate a thundering roar from a storm as the purple peels back more and more. Kroot, this is when you'll recognize there are not just one, but 3 suns that lay before you. Raven, you notice this just moments after Kroot does.
Three suns.
Mountain ranges line as the purple begins to peel back. Then, when just giving a bit of a barrier, the thunderous sound will cease. Then each of you hearing the voice, Dunduus. And it is open. Then, all 4 dragons will enter the portal.
I'll follow.
Open? What's up? Wait, someone tell me what's happening.
The dragons went into the portal, and I presume we are to follow.
That's
We
what
are?
we came here for, isn't it?
I mean, we came for their help, right?
Yes?
Yeah, I guess we're following them. As I struggle to try to walk straight, and
I mean,
just the throbbing of my eye vessels.
did you tell us what happened with your sight?
I see outlines. I don't see color. It's so dark.
How do you see anything?
Oh. I don't know. I feel like I got tapped on the head with a claw, and when I opened my, well, that's a weird thing to say, but when I opened my eyes again, it was all outlines, and I don't see anything. I don't see much at all, just up to that point over there.
Like, can you see me?
That's your head, and that's your feet, and that's all of this I see right now, just not any colors or.
So you're colorblind?
I'm blind, but just not completely. I'm legally blind. I don't know how to say it. I just know where my surroundings are. I think I'll be fine. I think I'll get used to this.
Yeah, it'd probably just get you some taking used to.
It's worth it.
Rixian. That was a good joke. Mark inspiration. I liked it. I just didn't want to interrupt with my laughter, is all.
Okay.
So, with each of the dragons moving into the portal, you all follow?
Yes.
I follow Kroot and Raven.
So, as each of you move in to the portal, vanishing, removing yourself from the material plane, is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh. Into the three sunsets.
So, congratulations on passing the trial. I think that each of you, especially with the last part, gave up I mean, for something non-material valuable, each of you came up with great ideas, and that I think that was perfect. So for that and everything else that was accomplished, there is obviously quite a bit of experience that is owed.
Excuse me.
So, with that, the last update that I have, just to confirm, while each of you are at level 12, you have a total of 104,612 experience.
Yep, that's exactly what I have.
Okay, so with my handy dandy calculator,
I guess this is three-way experience now.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
well, it is definitely quite a bit of experience. Each of you will bring in a grand total, and this is just for people listening in, so then this way it doesn't just seem like this ridiculous amount of experience out of nowhere with having last week off. I try to only hand out experience when a rest is has occurred. So a little bit has been owed with the rest last night, and then just combining what they have done here, just so each of you as players are aware as well. Each of you will pull in 14,417 experience.
14,417. Oh
Indeed.
man, we are so close.
1929 is what I got.
Yeah, we're like less than 1,000 away from next level.
So, which will put each of you at a grand total from what I'm calculating, 119,029, like you said.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
What do we need to level up?
971 experience.
You need
Oh.
120,000 total. So, less than 1,000 away from obtaining level 13.
Go kill a rabbit.
So, so how much of that was one eyesight worth?
Like, let's go kill like a troll or
2
something.
points.
No.
It's like one eye was 200 experience.
I will
not even that much.
say, like, at that point, I had begun to wonder if what Kroot had offered was even worth it. I was like, holy shit, like, if he does this, that's pretty brutal.
I
Well, I wasn't
unsure.
sure. I thought he was gonna cut something like a body part off. Like,
I was unsure of the method of how to ruin my eyesight. I feel like it would have just been more painful if I removed the cord from the eye or something.
Yeah, and I feel, personally, Kroot being a dwarf, giving up his beard that he, like, that's essentially, like, a prized possession. And not to mention...
It only took
Go ahead.
said it only took him 153 years to grow it.
Yeah, just
But not
Yeah,
to
with
mention,
time.
like, a dwarf's beard represents their individual pride as well.
Yeah, their stature
Then-
too. You know.
Exactly. And then Raven giving up his desire, but the only way to truly give up that is by no longer having the memory of such a thing. So, with agreeing, I guess, a little cloudily given of the influence, losing the memory of his father and the guild.
yeah, that was actually worse than I was. So I was thinking it was more along the lines of like knowing it's out there, but not being able to have it, kind of thing. But like losing the memory of the father altogether. Holy shit, that was pretty deep.
And Rixian. Like I said, when you did your thing, I was like, is Kroot's even worth it? Like, that was brutal as fuck. Not to
Yeah.
mention your whole desire to rescue and see your sister once more. That is a huge thing to give up.
yeah.
So it was pretty metal to say the least, and I mean it worked.
See, I was at a point where I was like, I don't have anything to give up other than valuable items. Like the only other thing I could think of is like my spell book, and if I give that up, then I'm useless. So, you know.
And that wouldn't have been accepted.
Right. Yeah.
This isn't as bad as like losing memories of said sister or desire to save her or anything like that.
Oh yeah, if you would have not given me the option, the memory of your family was gone.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be
Like-
something that it would just be awful for me to have.
I'm
So
assuming I
I
pretty
would
much
rather
gave,
take out my eye than do that.
right. I'm pretty sure I pretty much came up with what you would have taken away anyways, something similar.
Yeah, you pretty much gave up the thing I thought that was the worst for you, Raven.
Yeah, I had no idea what else to pick.
That's also why I asked you a few times if you were sure. Just FYI. I mean,
yeah. Well,
not
like
to-
no, I got you.
I don't mind giving you guys like a little bit of like a peek here and there, like, you know, but that I think that work, that session was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it went pretty well. Went way better than I expected.
Yeah. See, I thought like this was almost like the end of this game, like tonight.
Yep.
Like I thought
Yeah,
we
me
were just
too.
gonna die. You're like I know you had said we weren't gonna just kill us off, but that's what it sure looked like, you know, from us not knowing what was gonna happen.
I was totally fine with the campaign just ending as well. Just like, all right, that's it.
What can I say? I did my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing
hmm
Blue Cheese Dragon.
Yeah. Thank you again, Mr. Cinnabon, aka the Blue Cheese Dragon. But I'm glad that each of you enjoyed tonight's session, and as each of you make your way into the Dragon Plane, and in hopes of obtaining help in some sort of way in defeating Eslar, the demon of the Nyansima Mountains, also known as the God of Endings. We'll pick it up next week with that. Did you guys enter?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Goodbye.
So,
See ya.
bye everybody. If you aren't already, please follow. Make sure that the bell is turned on for notifications of when we go live. If you're feeling really froggy and you'd like to help out even more, you can check out some of the links below. Join the Discord. Come try to make that a little bit more lively and chat with the players, myself, and all that good stuff. Also, subscribing to the YouTube, and I'm going to be posting more the Instagram, things of that manner for when we have character art coming in and updates, so that way I can share it with people who are interested. But with that in mind, I have actually just shared Kroot the update that I gave to you, of course, of your character art.
Okay.
So that was my first Instagram post with my handle for Hip Hop Hokage. And also my first Instagram post in total.
Yeah.
But with that, you can find all the links from all the corresponding partners. Lady Loxer, who is doing some of the character art, Rixian is the one that you can see presented tonight. Sword Coast Soundscapes for the ambiance music. You can find also Heroes One, a Discord channel that supports tabletop DMs, not of just D&D, but of other games, other tabletop games as well. It's a great community. To be perfectly honest, I need to be way more involved because they show a lot of love to each of the people, and I'm just really, really bad with social media. Like, I'm going to be honest. But 2-minute tabletops for the map and map assets. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good night. And I don't know if you're feeling up to it, Raven, but I'm probably going to play Valheim for a little bit.
I can play for a bit.
Okay. So, I'm going to just shut it down for now, and then if everyone wants to stick around, we'll be back with some Valheim in maybe like, we'll say 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more. I'm bad with that, but we'll see.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Good game, everyone. See y'all next week.